So, as you all know, today I've been asked to speak on business going global. We have heard from the last speaker, and I taught us about entrepreneurship and how to get back to businesses and new jobs. We all know that entrepreneurs, the work of entrepreneurs is to develop ideas, translate ideas into actual businesses, to create job opportunities, first for themselves and also for the community. Now, after creating the business, the question is, what is the next thing to do? As an entrepreneur, one of the first things you have to think about will be like your brand. What brands, what products, what services are you going to offer to the community or to the public at large? You have to think about the brand penetration, think of profit-making strategy, how to get customers, and how to penetrate the local market share, dominate your local market, and as well think of expansion as the next strategy. So the question now is, how do we get our business going global? One, we have to first of all make it clear that making businesses to go global involves both importation and exportation. And it's not just limited to goods, but also includes rendering of services. So many businesses go global. Now someone may ask, how can services go global? Services can go global because just like physical products, services are products on its own. We have heard from the last lecturer or the trainer that there are services that have come to place because of this new normal that we have found ourselves because of COVID-19. And we are going to talk along the line how we can identify global services and how we can make our services global, even our local services, how we can make them global. When we're talking about services, we have to think things like data entry, think things like content writing, web development, and so many of them. So what do we do first before going global? This is the first thing we have to think about. What are the things we have to do first before going global, before taking our businesses to the global space? Because we can be operating businesses within our communities, within our local areas, within our countries. When we're talking about global, we're talking about extending your potentials, your products, your services to the whole wide world, taking it outside your country. And it's a different thing entirely. Now, let's make it clear. We have to establish the quality of the business or the product that we're going to present to the global space. What do we do? First of all, we have to test run our products in a local business market. We have to test run it because this is the only way you can ascertain the quality of your product, the acceptability of your product, durability of your product, and how within that period is where you will know the shelf life of the product that you intend to display in the global space. When I talk about shelf life, we're talking about how long will your product last? Because when talking about global community, you are going to take your product from this country to another country. And it involves a lot of time. It involves a lot of logistics. And it takes days. And at times it takes months. So if your product shelf life is very short, then you're not going to get anywhere. Because say, for example, you have a product you want to export to the UK or to the US, and if they are going to be like heavy products, they're going to go by sea. And in the first place, the sea process is going to take about 18 days to get to where it's going and involve clearing and other things. So if your product is going to be like something that lasts that lasts for only 14 days, you can be sure that within the 18 days of landing the product to the next country, that product will go bad, and it's going to make you to lose lots of money. Okay, so we establish quality. Through local trading, we have to know the quality of our product. That is when to test run. That is when you'll be able to get like feedbacks, direct feedbacks. People walk up to you and say your product is not good or your product is very good. So from there, you'll be able to know that, okay, this is a product that is already well accepted in the country, in this place that I'm trading. So I can as well launch it abroad. So establish the sustainability of the product and the business that you're trying to embark on. Because come to think of it, you have a business you want to do, you have a product you want to export, you just found the product and probably found the leads from the internet, and you get excited about it, you get people to buy, you start shipping straight away those products without doing good research, enough research to find out whether this particular product is sustainable in the first place. Is it going to last? How long can I continue to get this product from the suppliers? Is it going to be a one-off supply that I'm going to give to my clients? So these are the things you have to first of all consider. Those are first things you have to do. First things you have to take into consideration before even thinking about going global. That you have to consider also the environmental impact. This is very, very important. If you want to ever go into a business and you want to export your products or your services, you have to think environment. If you're going to export something, if you're going to launch something in the global space, and the product or your services that you're trying to render to the public is causing havoc in the community where you are trading from, you can be sure that you're not going to get peace, and they're going to disrupt your business. And business disruption in the global space is not a very good reputation, because you have to keep a good reputation as an exporter, as an international trader. Reputation is very, very important. Another thing you have to consider before ever going global is the culture of the target country that you want to invest in, the target country that you want to send your goods to or your services to. What is the culture? There's no need to say that you cannot be planning to ship alcoholic products to a country that does not actually accept alcohol. So if you try that, you can be sure that your products are gone, that they will confiscate them. So these are the things you have to first of all think about before ever going global. Now, why go global? Why are you interested in going global? This is another question. Normally, when a business is trading in the local market and is doing well, at times it may not be doing well. It may just think about sourcing external market because even the local market is not sustaining financially. So you have to look around. But the major thing about going global is about extension of your local market. You have to move your market from where it is to another level because you want more money. Generally, reason for business going global for growth is for expansion and more revenue. We quest for money. you need more money. Maybe the market that you have been trading in within your local space has been saturated. So you have to look for a way to get more space to move around with, to trade with. So you need more money. You find out the market of existing products in another country. You have to research, do whatever you need to do to launch out your business in a global space. It's very, very important. So those are the reasons why we go global. Then points that you must note. Make your research. It's very, very important. Do a very thorough research of the business that you intend to go into. It's very important that you research very much on this particular product. Find out also the appropriate technology, such as way to ship, way to move those products, and the techniques that is involved in shipping this product, because there are many, many ways of shipping different products. There are products that need to be refrigerated, products that need to get enough air, products that need to, there are so many specifications for shipping. So these things you have to find out during your research. Okay, so once this is done, you have to begin to look for leads. When I mean leads, you're going to look for markets for your products. Begin to look for market for your product. We all have, not we all have, but most of us have laptops, smartphones, and other technological gadgets that can be used to access the internet. If you go online, you'll find loads of leads, loads of companies that are already doing the kind of platforms for you to be able to do this research so quickly. There are many businesses that we call B2B, business to business platforms that you have to access. Example of them, one of them is a place like Alibaba, alibaba.com. If you go to alibaba.com, you will find list of products. You will find even people looking to buy from Africa, people in Africa looking to buy from Europe. So these are the places you have to look into for you to find your leads, your buying leads, and even the selling leads. If your services, there are people looking for services. We have to talk about the service area when we get to some point, because some of us will be thinking, what are the services I can export? What are the services how can I take services to be global? So we are going to look into all that in a very, very short time. Now, there's another thing. Business going global is about standards. You know, I don't know how to put this very, very clearly, but when you want to do a global business, you must maintain standards. There's no room for cutting corners. You will lose lots of money if you cut corners in global business. You must establish quality. In the first place, you must assure quality and have a very standardized packaging. Because if you don't do this, what is going to happen is that you're going to lose your product. Your products are going to be rejected, and you're going to lose huge money. Because when you ship these products abroad, the cost of returning them to you is as good as shipping another one. So you don't want to go into the mess of getting your products or services rejected. Okay, so this is very, very important that you have to maintain standard. How do we maintain standard in a global space? If you want to engage in a global business, you have to first of all agree on standard with your partner, with your trading partner, the person, the client you want to do business with. Have a written documentation of the specification of the product that you want to export for legal reasons. You don't just do it by word of mouth. You have to have a legal documentation of what you want to export, the quality, the packaging, the method of shipping, name it. You have to even give lead time. You have to tell them, give them range of time for receiving goods, because at times if you tell them you can get your goods within 1 week because you want to get their money and at the end of the day, it takes 1 month, you're going to fall into a very, very big dispute with the company. Another thing that is important is to establish sustainability. Sustainability of the product, like we said before, I've mentioned it before, is to find out that the product is recurring. It's a product that you can access as many times as possible as you want it. There is probably no season for it. Even there's season, you have to make provision for off season for that product. It has to be sustainable. There's no point starting a business that you cannot do for more than 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, and the suppliers or your buyer will be asking you, we need more products. You tell them, I'm still looking for the products. So definitely they are going to start looking for another supplier, and you're going to lose that particular business. So you have to do like intensive research in that area. Investigate also the culture of the country that you want to do business with. I've said something like that before about culture. It's still the same thing, but before you launch a business, you have to make sure that your products are acceptable and does not violate the culture of the target country. When I mean target country, is the country that you want to export the goods to. Because if you do that, like I said before, your goods are going to be confiscated. Then check also your infrastructure, how to get the goods across to your clients. So these are the important areas you have to attend to. There's also some precautions you have to take. One is, before you go global, find out about the people that have done the business before. Investigate them, make inquiries, ask questions, learn from them. They must have made some mistakes. You don't want to make the mistakes yourself. So it will be less expensive for you to trade if you learn from people that have made mistakes. They will tell you. Okay? So study the business and the companies that are already doing it. It's a simple thing, like any other thing. You have to study the business and the people and how they have been doing the business, what they have been doing, and the problems they have been facing during the process of the business. So you plan your strategy as well. What strategy are you going to use? You have to decide the route of launching your business globally. What is your export strategy? There are 2 ways. You can go direct export. That means you are going to bear the cost of going to the shipping company, source the goods in the first place, package the goods, go to the shipping company, do the documentations, get these goods across to the maybe ship or airlines, and do whatever you need to do, and monitor the goods, track the goods until the receipt of the products or the goods in the country that you intended the goods to land. It's very, very important. Okay, so when you're thinking about this strategy, we have the direct strategy. That is the one I just mentioned. And there is this indirect one that is a bit of hassle-free. Look for people that are already in the business. Approach them. Tell them, I've got the source for the products you are exporting. I can supply you. I can be your major supplier. In most cases, you must have seen a cheaper source for the product that they are exporting. So they will buy from you, or you even supply them, and they pay you after shipping or after receiving the products by the clients that the products are intended to get to. That has to be in the agreement that you have to go with the direct shipper. So that is even the one of the better ways to start from, just going like indirect shipping or indirect global presence. Because if you're doing that, you are actually exporting, but because that you don't know the people they are exporting the products to, but all you know is you get your money after a period of time as agreed by you and the direct shipper. So is also the advantage of that is it helps you also to study the business more, to know the mistakes that even direct shipper makes, because at times they will come back to you, we have problem, something happened somewhere, the goods were delayed. So you begin to study and find out that is this what I'm going to be experiencing all the time, goods delayed and those kind of stuff. So you have to begin to work out ways to overcome such issues when they come up. Another way is look for products that are under price pressure. What I mean under price pressure, there are products in some countries, the prices are very high and the buyers are already complaining that prices are very expensive. Then, and through your own research, you will have been able to identify a cheaper source for that product. And by the time you work out your cost of shipping and your buying cost, add up together, put your markup like your profit, then if it is favorable and it's cheaper than the already existing product that they are selling in that country, you're going to get business. You're going to get money. So it will encourage you. If you are able to identify this product, that will be a very, very good one, because what you're going to do, you are going to concentrate and capitalize on the price reduction, cost reduction, and people are going to be happy buying your products, especially the people you are supplying to, because they are going to be able to sell at a cheaper rate and have a competitive advantage with the competitors. So, secondly, another one is for you to go global, or if you want to go global, or you're trying to go global, don't just jump into the airline and say, I want to visit so country, I want to go and invest in that country. It's not usually advisable to do that. You don't jump into importing or exporting. You don't just do that. You have to, first of all, get the clients that you are intending to ship those things to. Then when you get the clients, you begin to negotiate the standard. Like I said before, you have to talk about the standard. You have to establish the standard, get them written. Then if you are the one exporting, send samples. This is very, very important in global business. If you have agreed on standard, and if you have agreed on time limits for sending and receiving, test run the shipping system, send samples according to, that will be in line with the specification of the quality that they have been you have been given, the standard you have been given, because at times you may misunderstand the standard that have been specified, maybe on the phone or on paper. If you go through the standard as agreed, take samples and match that standard. Try and match the standard as much as possible. Then ship the product, a very small sample, to your clients. So when it gets there, the same clients, the buyers, will match that product, the sample that you have brought to them, with the standard that you people discussed. And when it tallies or it matches whatever you people have agreed, they will give you an okay message to send more. Okay, if you are still not satisfied, still don't send a lot of goods, send like a bit more, not sample this time, a bit more, because of losses. So by the time you do the first sample, which is a small one, in some cases, buyers may not want to pay for it, but you can just tell them, okay, take a sample, pay for the shipping. Okay, take the sample, but pay for the shipping. They will be happy to take the sample. But by the time they agree your standard, you are in business. Then send another what will I call that one? A follow-up sample, but this time is commercial. They are going to pay for it because it's going to be, if you sent a carton of goods as a sample before, this time you say, okay, let me send you another 10 cartons and see whether these 10 cartons are going to match exactly the first one that I sent before. And you do that. And by the time they come back to you and say, okay, then you are to go. So that is the area that you have to actually consider. Sample sending is very, very important. Same thing in importation. Ask them to give you sample. Ask them to send you sample. You don't see pictures online, because some pictures you see online of products, they are not as, they are at times toned up pictures, like photogenic pictures of the product. So you want to buy the product, you are happy with the pricing, tell them to send sample. It's going to be the other way around now. Tell them I'll pay for the shipping, but you send the product and let us see whether it's exactly the same way it is online, the way you saw it online. And the genuine shippers, genuine businessmen will be happy to do that because they want your business as well. So it goes same way. We're talking about products now, sending sample, sending this. It's the same thing with services. The former speaker talked about services. There are services that are existing now and will continue to dominate the market because of our recent experience with COVID-19. We are just like going away from the normal way of trading to a new normal. So now, there is one lesson that has been learned, a lesson learned from this COVID-19 experience. A lot of companies have discovered that working at home is even more productive than getting workers to come to work every day. So now, a lot of workers are now, even after the calling off of this COVID thing, some companies are still insisting or allowing their workers to work from home. Why? Because it's more productive. They discover that the commuting time, they can save it, they can use it to do more job. In fact, most multi-million companies are now saying that they are going to start doing what they call remote jobs. So when you're talking about remote job, that is where the services come in. So you can work remotely. You can say, for example, in Nigeria, you can work for companies in the US now. You can work for companies in the UK. Same way, people in Ukraine, they can work for companies in the UK, they can work for companies even in Nigeria. So it's just the same way. So what is it about services that you're going to be able to export? You have to look for things like web development, content writing, and so many of them. There are so many services that you can export these days. There are lots of content developers, especially when it comes to website development. After developing websites, we always need content writers. And if you want to employ a content writer, say for example in the UK, they're going to charge you a lot of money. But same content writing, we can outsource it to Nigerian staff. And they sit there and produce very good content. All you need to do is to find where they are. So how do we find them? You rendering the service, you have to go into the global space. That is about the same thing of business going global. You have services to render. You have to make effort by yourself to show yourself in the global space so that people will see you. Say, for example, you did mass communication, you did journalism, you can write. Show yourself. There are so many platforms where you can advertise yourself as a writer. I don't need to mention company's name because of advertising, but if you do your research, you will see a lot of international content writing companies. So produce for them. In some cases, just like the product globalization system, most of these companies will say, write free of charge for us. We want to see your pattern. We want to see your style of writing. Do that. Just like the same way the product exporter will say, send me the sample first. You send the sample of your writing. Not only that, programmers, a lot of people, they are into programming. Same way, I know, you say, I know how to do it, I know how to do that. The person will say, show me the jobs you have done before. Okay, if you don't have any, can you do this page for me? Because they want to know your what do you call it, your skills, the level of your skill, your competence, your proficiency. They need to know how they can rate you and how they can pay you. And the moment you are able to satisfy these businesses in the area of services, they are going to surely employ you. You will stay right there in your bedroom or your sitting room and be, just in case, a case of Nigeria, and you decide what you'll be paid with, pounds or dollars. Open a domiciliary account and receive dollars while you are in Nigeria. Just render a service that is needed. You have to identify those services as well. Go online. Okay, so those are the things you can do as somebody that is into services. Now, important steps. You have to plan. You have to set your goals. You have to check what is needed. Conduct your research, like I said before. Look for your strategy, your distribution strategy. Set the example. For example, set up a company, or whether you want to use a company, set up your own company over there, or use agency. Again, for services, it's better that you to use agencies first before going all the way to develop your own websites and start advertising yourself on your own website. Look for agencies that that write for people, like big companies that produce contents for big companies. Then write for the writers. That is how I put it. You have to write for the big writers. They collect the job. They pay you some money. They can charge like £50 to produce a page. Then they give you £10 to produce a page of writing. It's okay by you. It's okay to start with that. But if you are thinking of getting £50 job straight away from the scratch, you're not going to get it, because the kind of skills, the kind of marketing strategies those people have, you don't have it. The kind of leads they have, you don't have it. So be under a major company that supplies services. That is a way to do it. Like if you are into programming in terms of services, go and enroll or enlist or subscribe with companies that supply programmers to different companies. There are what they call remote programmers. The way programming works, for programmers that are listening, they know how it works. They give you piece of the piece of the page to develop. They give another one the piece of the page development. They give another one the piece. Then after they merge the whole thing to produce a whole lot of website. So some people can know how to do Java. Some people know how to do PHP. Some people know how to do different scripts. So scripts are given out according to the type of program that you can write. So try and specialize in one and be a specialist in that area, so that people will always remember you in that area and be sending you jobs to produce. Okay, so same way, you have to find international distributors, like Alibaba, I mentioned that before. So if you want to export products, if you don't have money to do bulk exports, platforms like TradeTank, Alibaba, they don't have like minimum quantity. If you want to sell a bottle of water, they sell it. If you want to sell a tuber of yam, sell it. Okay, so you can do one-off business with them. It's okay. So you have to use them if you don't know what else to do or where else to search. You have to figure out how to finance. That's another big issue when it comes to global business, because global business or business going global, whichever way you want to put it, is not cheap. Okay, it involves money. To maintain standard, to maintain quality, you need the money. You need a lot of technical know-how to be able to do that. So how do we get this money? One, you can have some savings by putting aside some money, like we were taught previously. When you are working, put aside some money just in case anything happens. You can resort to that savings and go into launch your business as well and launch it globally. Okay, so if you do that, that is every finance. You finance your business by yourself, which is okay. But if you don't have that, you have to resort to friends. You can borrow. But when you want to go to financial institutions, you now have to begin to think about writing a very, very good what they call feasibility reports. The feasibility report will now involve your cash flow, your budgets for these capital expenses, recurrent expenditures, and so many other things that will be there. They will need to see your profits, what they call it now, like expected profit over a period of time, maybe a minimum of 3 years. Forecast. You have to forecast your profit. And you can't do forecasting if you don't do research. You have to know your pricing. You have to know how much you can buy goods, how much you're going to spend in transporting them, and how much profit you're going to make. By the time you plus and minus, you know what your profit is going to be, and you'll be able to know whether is what the why. Okay, so when you do that, you can approach the bank, and they have to appraise your report, your feasibility reports. And during the appraisal, they will look at the return on investment, cash break-even point, and IRR, and all sorts of financial terms they are going to use to measure your feasibility reports and decide whether to borrow you or to lend you the money that you have specified that you're looking for. So if you get a finance, you have to go again and establish a standard, establish your brand, establish your packaging, find out the country's regulations. This is very, very important when you want to go global. Regulation, we call it entry regulations. Entry regulations vary according to products. Okay, there are businesses that will involve you to put down certain amount of money as security. As if you're going to go into airline business or whatever business, there are some that will say you have to pay some securities. There are some that has that they will ask you to meet up with certain standards. There are regulations in every business. Say in the UK, there are some products you cannot bring from Africa, like food items, some products that you cannot bring from there, like medical products, So you have to check on these regulations and make sure that you know about them before you embark on that. You don't just work on people's hearsay. Somebody will come to you and say, this thing can sell in the UK. It's very, very expensive. Look at how much we are buying in Nigeria, or look at how much we are buying in Kenya, look at how much we are buying in India. No, don't listen. It's okay to get that lead. It's okay to get our information, but don't just jump into export because somebody told you this is moving in the UK, moving in London. They are selling this for a surprise. So you have to check the regulations. Is it actually legal to ship those products? Because if by any reason they are within the products that are not acceptable in the country, it's not going to enter in the first place. They will just destroy it at the airport or at the seaport, and you're going to lose money. We have talked about how to respect people's culture when it comes to shipping products or going global. These are very, very important aspects of going global. You have to study the culture of the choice country that you want to invest in. It's very, very important because if you violate the culture of the country that you want to invest in, you want to go global, and you're choosing a country that they don't accept alcohol, and you are thinking of how to send some alcoholic drinks, then just be sure that you're going to lose that money. That is for sure. understand the people's culture, understand the target country's culture. It's very, very important. So when we have done all this, we have to now begin to think about how to uh, promote our global business. This is the important aspect that we need some time to talk about, how to showcase your business globally. So this is the area that is very, very important in business going global. How do you make your presence global? It's very, very important. What are the ways you have decided to use to make your business go global? Uh, the way it works for small companies is the same way it works for big companies. You have to find a way to display your products. You have to put your products in the public space. You know, if you have the money, you can go straight away and develop a website. You have your own website, and website is where you upload your products or services and showcase it to the public. Okay, so what is website? It's just a packages of information developed by programmers to display your product. How do you, somebody may ask when thinking, how do I get a website? It's possible that some of us don't even know how to get a website. Before you go into website building, you have to, we are going to go a bit technical now. We have to first of all, decide the name that you want to be seen in the global space. As you are planning to go global, you have to decide the name that you want to use. In most cases, we advise people use a name that is probably a bit of reflection of the business you're doing. Okay, so let's say you want to do barbing or salon stuff, you can say Salon Star, Salon Genus, you know, just make a name. And one of the best domain names that you can get is the one that has a bit of the kind of business that you're doing. So make a lot of researches to find out the domain name that can be used. So what is domain name? The domain name is what you see most of the time when you want to access a company online, and you type the name of that company or whatever name they have chosen to display or to go global. That name that you type in on Google and the web page comes out is the domain name. So you have to purchase it. It's on sale. You have to look for companies that do that. If you don't know how to do that, you can contact the organizers of this seminar. They will know how to get across to experts within this forum, and they will help you out. So register the domain name. In some cases, it's about $10. If it's Nigeria, you can even get a domain name as little as 2,100 naira to register a .com.ng domain name. So say, for example, you want to sell yam, you can say yam.com.ng. It's 2,100 naira, something we can use to buy just maybe a couple of things in the supermarket, and that's it. Okay, so when you get a domain name, it becomes yours. Then the same company that is selling domain name, you don't have to actually host with them, but you can host with them if you are a small business. You can carry your domain name and host in another company. Hosting is like a house where you house that name and also upload the software that has been developed by these programmers, and they will hold those websites that you developed for you. That is hosting your domain. So you pay, as some cases, some companies may even charge you like maybe less than $5 if it's a small hosting. If it's a big hosting, you can pay even up to $60 per month if you are going to do a very, very big hosting. Okay, so you register the domain, buy the hosting package where you can host your website. This can be done, like I said before, the developers can help you to do that. Then you now launch your product. How do you launch your product in the global space? Once you begin to think about launching product, you are now, your business is actually now going global, which is the topic that we are talking about now. You are now in a global space. You upload your product. The process of uploading your product is to launch, I will call it launch your product, then, or your services. I'll keep using product, forgetting that some of us, we have services to sell as well. You upload your product and service depending on what you have to offer. So that website now becomes a digital shop, or in the case of services, a digital office. So that is where you have your phone number. That's where you have your what you do, your services render, you have to list them there. Products render, that's where you lead them. Then everything that you need people to know, that's where you have to say it. Okay, so push everything there. But another catch is this: make sure that this is handled by professionals. You can try yourself if it's going to be like a small site, like blogging sites for service people that render services. It's going to just be a blogging site. You can just do it yourself. But when you're talking about big organizations, you have to hire, you have to pay. It has to be part of the budget that you're going to consider before ever thinking taking your business global. Okay, so visitors will visit your site. Then you have to find a way of converting these visitors to real buyers. That is where the business going global becomes a bit technical, because now we are going to be talking about how to display your product to the public. Now we all know or see people selling products on Facebook, Facebook especially, and some other sites. Okay, now we see also a lot of people displaying all those products and just putting up their web page, or what they call it, Facebook pages, and leave it there, and friends will just be seeing them. Now it's okay because you're dealing with local market, you're dealing with friends and families that you have on the Facebook, and they see, they buy. But when you want to take your business, when your business is going global, it's a different ball game. It's okay to use a Facebook page, but the way to promote your product is totally different. It's totally different. You can learn how to do it by yourself, or you hire digital marketers. There is something we call target marketing. So this is very, very important. I don't know if we're able to talk about it today, but you do what they call target marketing. You do what we call search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is a process where it's a technical thing, but it's something that you can do if you dedicate time. Is the way to make your name to be coming up at any time somebody inquires about those products or those services. So you will see some of us that are used to Google search, by the time you type in fashion in Nigeria, you will see about the first page, you're going to see AD by the side of the information. That means this is an advert. Okay, this is an advert. So those are paid for by the advertiser to Google or Facebook. But immediately after the adverts, there's another set of information that will follow them. So those are people that have actually worked on what we call organic optimization. That means they have done something, a lot of work in the search engine optimization that, is a fight on internet, like a fight for space. So first of all, Google will push people that pay their money, of course, and put them first. Then the people that follow the AD, that means advert displays, are people that did a very, very powerful search engine optimization. So Google throws them in straight away because they have done the job in terms of search engine optimization. Okay, so if you do a good search engine optimization, whenever people are searching for your product, it will come up. Remember, we're talking about business going global. How do people find out your company in Nigeria or in Kenya or in Ghana, wherever you're trying to launch your business? How do they find out about your business before they even start making inquiries? Is by typing the name of the product they are looking for. Maybe somebody wants to buy Gary from Nigeria. They will type manufacturers of Gary from Nigeria. The first thing, like I said, people that paid to display the adverts there will come up first. The people that did good search engine will follow, and the next thing. And from the mind of the buyer's aspect, they know they don't have the time to begin to scroll. First page, second page on Google. All of us will do it. Once the first page comes up, by the time you click on first, second buttons, that you've seen exactly what you want to buy. So it's always very good to look into either paying people to do that for you, or you have to study a bit or do a little bit of work to learn how to do it. Or if you don't want to trouble yourself in doing all that, pay Google. Pay them, and they will advertise it for you. It's not very expensive, to be frank. With about $95, you can actually make good presence online, and they will mark it advertisement for you, and you get seen easily by international buyers, because they're not going to come here and begin to walk along the street and be looking for who is selling textile, who is selling cassava or those kind of stuff. They are going to go online first. Okay, so it's worthwhile paying a little fee for your presence to be felt globally, because you have decided to make your business go global, which is the topic we are covering today. If you're really serious about making your business going global, you have to be ready to make some spend some money, put it that way. Okay, just the same way you can spend some money renting a shop locally. Develop a website and make it your shop, make it your office. And the good thing about website is you can actually run it from your home. Lots of big businesses that you hear today, some of them started very, very little, and we all know these people. They are very rich now. Businesses are big, but they started little. So do not think that you have to have millions of naira, millions of dollars, or millions of pounds before you take your business global. You can actually do it right from where you are. If you have the right idea, people will come for you, for sure. That one I know. Okay, so once visitors start visiting your site, get the first or second customer, you are done. You have to start building on that experience and start talking about building on the experience, the export experience, and spending part of the money that you have made from the export experience to invest back in the business in terms of marketing. And the marketing we're talking about will always be online. Because if you want to take your business global, there's no other way you do it. It's got to be online. It's a global space. That's where the fight is. You have to, the way we put it actually is, when you want to export, you are taking the fight to the country that you're exporting to. Okay, because in some cases they have those products. So you can't just keep selling in the country that you are from, the country you're dealing from. At times you just decide, okay, I'm going to take the fight to America. What I mean by fight is I'm going to export these products to America and let us compete there. Okay, if the products are like $8, you can find a way of making your own $7 landing cost or with profit, and people will resort to yours. Okay, we have said that before. If you don't have money to establish an office there, you don't have money to to rent an office, you don't have money to establish a business fiscally there, use agents, use representatives, use distributors, use stockists. Okay, um, connect with people. I see. Let's talk about these fashion aspects, because that is one thing, one area that I feel very, very like not concerned, but I feel they can do better, because um, I'm from Nigeria, and I go to Nigeria at times. I see beautiful designs of clothes, beautiful outfits designed by Nigerians. Same way, even in Kenya. Okay, in Africa as a whole, we have beautiful designs, and they are there in the small shop. You know, when I'm walking along the street, I see small shops like this, maybe 2 or 3 machines, and um, and the designs they do, they are actually very beautiful. At times I stand in front of the shop and be look and say, wow, look at this. How can this person get this business across to the world? Because if you can do that, you'll just be making money. You'll be very busy. Okay. And it's just like something that is possible, but they need to be educated. Platforms like this, like the organizers of this program, I'm very, very sure these are the things they have in mind, and these are the ways for them to measure the performance of whatever they are putting in this process, because this is a very, very big job they are doing, and encouraging people to go global, because that is where the money is. We get, I mean, our business gets saturated at times locally, because we all know when somebody is doing something and you are making money out of it, some other people want to just dabble into it and start bastardizing the market as well. So you can take the fight out and go and do the fight outside. Like I said before, go to another country. But who is going to tell them? It's platforms like this, and that's why I so much appreciate this forum, this organization, because they're doing a good job. If you're able to convert or educate 1 or 2 people through this process, and they're able to take the advice from these speakers, wonderful speakers that we have listened to, is worth the while. Okay, so we are going to make sure that these people understand the way to go global. Okay, so when it comes to small businesses, okay, is through this kind of training. Some of them do not know that they can actually trade globally with just the smartphone. They have phones they buffer 70,000 thousand naira, and they are using it just to do WhatsApp chats and all those things. They can actually use that to snap these pictures of these beautiful designs and get involved in this global business. Okay, I've seen 1 or 2, at least 3 designers that are shipping things now to this country, to this UK, and they are making money. Recently, I've seen people, I personally spoke to somebody that you can do something, you don't just be walking up and down. What can I do? I said, listen, you can, if you cannot sell, because you're a graduate, you cannot sell in the market, sit in your home, source for goods, go global. That's why this particular topic is very, very interesting. And say, how? I said, simple. Do your research, find out what is sellable, what you can do, what is needed abroad, and do it. You know what? He said, I'm going to do it. So next about 3 weeks, I was in Nigeria during the COVID period. The person came to me and said, what about shea butter? I said, good. Did you see shea butter? I said, yeah, I know where to get it from one village. I said, go for it. Okay. So now you have to get a market. She said, I have friends in America, can contact them. I said, do that. Today, as we're speaking, the person is shipping loads of shea butters to the US. I don't know if you know what shea butter is, but it's something they use. Some people rub it directly. Some people, most of the creams we rub today, they're there are some that have shea butters, cocoa butters, and all those kind of things in there. So, and now, about last week or about maybe not up to 10 days ago, I got like a feedback from the person that is doing very, very big shipping now. So that is taking your business, taking the fight to another country. Okay. Now she was unemployed. Now she's making dollars. She has now what they call a domiciliary account in Nigeria, and they are paying the person in dollars. Right there. That's going global. Okay. The product that you'll be selling for little amount of money in your country is being sold for a lot of pounds or dollars in another country. And think about the conversion rate now. By the time you take your money back, it's going to be a lot of money for you in your country, whether it's Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever, it's going to be a lot of money. So business going global is a good idea. It's something everybody should be thinking about, because even if you're working, like my previous speaker said, put aside some money. Think about business, because you cannot continue. At times, things like what happened during COVID, you can lose business, you can lose employment. Get a business idea and start doing something, okay? If you're working, you can still be doing business. I heard him say that, because we have watched about 4 different sessions, investors, businesses, and employer, investor, and so on. So you can move from one block to the other block. You can be working, you can be an employer, save some money, move from that block to the right-hand side. I want to be at the right-hand side at every point in time. So because that is where the money is, okay? If you're working, do something, go global, get what they call second income, okay? Second income is very, very good, okay? You get some residual income that will be coming in every time. So if you are able to get to the level of establishing a website, fine. You know, the beauty of websites, I will tell you briefly, is your website works for you when you are sleeping. Okay, it works 24 hours. When you are sleeping, the website is working. So you wake up in the morning, you go to your inbox or you go to your mailbox, you see orders waiting for you. Okay, you don't have to look for them. You don't have to walk. You don't have to travel and use car and be walking up and down. The orders are coming directly from abroad by just mail visiting your website, and you fulfill the order nicely, meet the standard nicely. They are going to come. We have what we call returning customers, and by the time you have returning customers coming every time, you are going to be making money, and it won't take time. You'll be counting some money, millions. That was how all those people started. Amazon owners, eBay owners, mention them.
Tony,
Sir. Yeah.
I think we time is coming to the end now.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Okay.
I noticed that you didn't take a break, so we won't take a break. So if you can kindly round up, and then maybe we'll go into questions.
Okay.
And then we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Right. So we were talking about the technicalities of going global. So we were talking about target marketing. Let's talk a bit about target marketing. That is very important about taking your business global. Target marketing, let us explain it a bit, is just like the word implies, is targeting a particular audience. So if your market is in the US, you can stay there in your country, do some fine tunings in your advertisement, and target that country. And even in that country, you can target the state. Even in that state, you can target the community. It's something you have to set when you are paying for advert through Google. You tell them, say, for example, you are in Kenya, or you are in Ghana, or you are in Nigeria, you are in India, wherever you are, you want to sell in the UK, you make your research and you discover that your products are more sellable in London. When you are doing advertisements, make your target London, specify London. How it works is this. When you click UK, Google is going to scatter your money, the advert all over the UK. Some of your money will go to Scotland, Wales, Ireland, where these things are not needed. So, but when you fine tune your target to a particular place that you want your advert to be seen, that is targeting. That's why they call it target marketing. When you target that particular audience, there will be high frequency of display of your advert on people's screen. That is why at times when we're on the mobile phone, something will pop up, a pop-up advert will come. When we're on YouTube, something pop-up advert will come up. They are target marketing. They target you according to what you see online, where your online behavior. Google knows how we behave online, the goods we order. If you click and say you are looking for a school, one university today, can I assure you in the next 3 days, anything you want to do, you'll be seeing university popping up, because Google knows that this man is looking or this woman is looking for a school. So they target you for you to be able to buy that product. That is target marketing. So in business going global, it is a very, very important aspect of it, of this topic. So you don't go and be wasting your money. So in a recap, we have talked about a lot of things here. Before you go global, know your product, test your product, find, if locally especially, know your product, test your product locally, then research again the market where you want to sell, do your research properly, look for money or finance. You can launch your product through the media that you have chosen, whether it's a B2B or website or all these systems that I have mentioned. So whichever way, the ultimate thing is that business going global is the new normal now, because a lot of things are happening now. People are ordering, looking for where to buy things cheaper. Especially when it comes to services. We have heard about shortage skills these days, people moving from one place to the other because there's shortage of skill. So, and when you look at most adverts now, job adverts, you always see remote working, contract and remote working. These things were not there before. We were not seeing remote working before, but now is the new normal. So remote working means you can actually export your services wherever you are. You can apply for that job right away from Nigeria, right away from Kenya, right away from wherever. Even in the UK, you can stay in London and be working for another company in Scotland without going anywhere. So that is remote working. That's the era that we are now. We have to find a way of utilizing and capitalizing on this kind of new era and build on it. We have to find products and services that are more in demand. And like we said before, you have to think like 5 years time, 10 years time, what's going to happen, begin to work on it from today. So it's very, very important that we think that way. So thank you very much.